Chapter 29, Parker Elias. It's worth all the hard work to see Mr. Kermit's face when he recognizes his car, brand new and so much better. Although, how could it be any worse than what it was when he left it? Remember, the engine had fallen out. Being shoveled up off the entrance to the parking lot, I tap on the gas and listen to the roar that echoes off the front of the school building. Some cars purr like a kitten. This one screams like a howler monkey. All thanks to 585 horses under the hood, if it had a hood. Howler monkey. I saw that in a book a couple of days ago. At first, it looked like holy workmen, but I figured it out in record time. That's been happening faster and faster lately, thanks to the extra reading help Mr. Kermit has gotten for me. And not just me. Ribbit helped every kid in our class. There's no way we could ever thank him enough for what he's done. But that doesn't mean we can't try. That's why we rebuilt his car for him, and it's why I have to use this science fair project to totally blow the judge's mind and save his job. Grams regards the large eggplant in her lap quizzically. I can't imagine why I brought this pocketbook, she complains. It doesn't match anything I wear. Please don't squeeze it, I request. It's the blue plate special at the local table tonight. If I'm driving, there had better be farm business involved. Oh, I get it. So in order to drive, he has to be doing farm business. So he has his Grams holding an eggplant. That's farm business that he has to deliver later. At that moment, Kiana raises her arm and drops it. The high sign. I stomp on the gas. Even I'm shocked by the burst of acceleration as those 585 horses hurl us forward at breakneck speed. In a heartbeat, the others are far behind me in the rearview mirror. The feeling of raw power is so awesome that when we run out of driveway, I almost forget that I'm the one who's steering the car. At the last instant, I yank on the wheel, we thump onto River Street and fly down the block, tires barely touching the pavement. According to Jake, this engine should get us from 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. By now, we've got to be just about there. As we pick up speed, Raheem's banner unfurls from the car's old-fashioned radio antenna. I can see it in the mirror, flooding in the slipstream behind us. The expertly painted words of the message we need to deliver beyond any other. Fire, Ribbit! No way! My classmates are jumping up and down and cheering, so it must be open and readable. The adults aren't moving at all, which might be from shock. We didn't tell Jake or Miss Felton about the banner part, and of course Mr. Kermit himself didn't suspect any of this until a few seconds ago. He might not even know he's Ribbit. Then everybody's gone as I screech around the corner to circle the block. That's the plan, a quick loop of the school, banner flying, and back up the driveway to stop at the judge's feet so they can examine this monster engine, every inch of it built by us. By this time, Grams is enjoying the ride. Where are we going, kiddo? The senior center like always, I reply, with a short detour to impress the judges. Judges? She echoes in a strange tone. Don't you mean firemen? No, Grams, they're judges, I explain patiently. This is a science fair project. She frowns. Then who's going to put out the fire? That's when I spot tongues of bright red-orange flames in the rearview mirror. I panic. The car's on fire. Grams is totally calm. No, it isn't, kiddo. It's the rag we're towing. The banner! I risk a glance over my shoulder. She's right. The heat of the tailpipe set fire to the bedsheet fabric we used to make the banner. Come to think of it, Jake mentioned that he filled the gas tank with racing fuel to get maximum performance for the judges. He said it burns really hot. Yeah, no kidding. What should I do? If I stop, then we won't win the science fair and Mr. Kermit will be gone. But how can I drive a car that's on fire? Well, technically, the car isn't burning. Just the sheet attached to the antenna. Already, Fire Ribbit, no way, is down to Fire Ribbit, no. It looks like we want him to get fired right now. That's the opposite of the message we're trying to send. I wheel around another corner. Since I can't stop, I speed up, flooring the gas pedal again. Maybe the wind will put out the fire. Instead, it fans the flames. The banner whips from side to side, leaving glowing embers dancing in the air. The next time I look back, a honeysuckle hedge is ablaze. This is definitely not covered under my provisional license. Nice moves, kiddo, Grams cheers. I never knew you were such a good driver. All the months I've been driving Grams, and she doesn't notice my skills until I'm laying waste to the neighborhood. As I streak back towards River Street, I leave a line of smoldering bushes in my wake. Black smoke hangs in the air. Now the banner is down to Fire Rib, which sounds like an ad for a restaurant. All along the sidewalk, people are shouting and pointing and scrambling to get out of the way of swirling sparks. Breathing a silent prayer, I make the final turn onto River Street and streak up the school's driveway. Even though this is a disaster, there's only one place to go, back to the judges. Remember, our project isn't banner making 101, it's the internal combustion engine. That part works amazing. Suddenly, some guy in a suit steps from the parking lot right into the road in front of me. I slam on the brakes, sending the car into a skid. At the last second, the suit guy hurls himself out of the way, somersaulting through the flower bed. The car fishtails around and lurches to a halt right before 3 judges. Mr. Carstairs runs up with the fire extinguisher and puts out the burning banner with sea foam. All that's left is a single word hanging limp from the antenna, fire. Like we didn't already know that. Half the science fair is out on the lawn gawking at me in horrified silence. I say the thing I've been rehearsing all along. Ta-da! It doesn't go over as well as I expected. Dake rushes to help Grams out of the car. The eggplant drops to the pavement and splits open. Miss Fountain comes for me. From the direction of the flower bed, the guy I almost hit marches up, red with fury under the layer of mud that cakes his face, in an expensive suit. Oh man, it's Dr. Thaddeus, the superintendent. Who's the driver? He rages. I'll have you arrested. You lunatic. How dare you? His voice trails off when he realizes he's talking to a kid. It's an awkward moment. None of the adults have the guts to say anything because most of them are teachers, and this mudball is their boss. The only person who speaks up is Grams. Who do you think you are? She storms at the stunned Dr. Thaddeus. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, a lowlife who hasn't got the sense to put on a clean suit. Where do you get off yelling at my grandson? My grandson. Then she says it. My grandson, Parker. Parker. She called him Parker. A lot of things crazy happened this morning, like when our banner caught fire and the eggplant got ruined, and I almost killed the superintendent, obviously. But for me, today will always be the greatest day ever, because Grams remembered my name.